Hello, fellow astrology lovers. We are coming to you, or I am in this case, live from a very cool basement in Colorado. I will be back in Montana tomorrow, but I'm visiting and staying with Natalie this week. Anyway, we're going to try something a little new here and do some astrology updates. This is for our members on the IS Town Square, and then we'll share this to a more global community. So let's get into it because the forecast for June 22nd through the 28th, this week's going to be a big one. We're going to dive right into the heart's territory, navigating some really powerful celestial currents that are all about emotional courage and strategic action. The main story, it's a tale of tension between the tender, protective waters of Cancer and that demanding, fiery energy of Aries. So this week, we had our sun, of course, go into Cancer with the solstice. Happy summer solstice and winter solstice to those on the southern hemisphere, to our neighbors in Australia and down south. This sun in Cancer means our collective focus is really pulling us inward. We're all thinking about home, family, and what makes us feel safe and secure. It's Cancer season, after all, a time when you just want to curl up in our comfort zones. But the universe has other plans for us this week. It's not about hiding in our shells. It's about building a stronger shell. And we're feeling a lot of that in the last 2 days here in the States. We're being asked to grow up emotionally, and that's coming from some serious pressure from planets in the assertive Aries. We have to learn to nurture ourselves, but with the wisdom of an adult who understands boundaries and responsibility. The week kicks off with a bit of friction and confusion confronting us with our own limits. But trust me, this pressure is going to be purposeful. It's designed to forge a more resilient, authentic, and emotionally brave version of you. We'll move from challenge to clarity, ending the week with breakthroughs and confident, heart-centered expression. So, I'm going to break it all down. We've got 3 big stories this week. The first is the great nurturing of Cancer, right? So we have this concentration of planets, what astrologers will call a stellium. Thank you very much. And in this sensitive, intuitive sign of Cancer, the stellium is happening. So we're talking about the sun, your identity, the zodiac, Mercury, your mind, and Jupiter, which is the planet of blessings, all hanging out in this watery sign right now. And to top it off, we have a new moon in Cancer on Wednesday, which is like a massive emotional reset button. Cancer is all about home, family, emotional security, and your roots. So with this much energy in Cancer right now, these themes are front and center. But here's the really special part. Jupiter, which is the planet of luck and expansion, is exalted in Cancer, meaning it's at its absolute strongest. Jupiter expands everything it touches. So this is a major cosmic opportunity to grow our capacity for empathy, build more security in our lives, and really define what home means to us. The universe is giving us a blessing, basically, to build a bigger, more welcoming sanctuary for ourselves. Next big story for this week is the Aries reality check. Now, while all the cozy Cancer crazy energy is happening and pulling us inward, there's going to be a conflicting force pushing back. We have planets in this fiery, independent Aries forming that tense 90-degree angles or squares to the sun in Cancer. A square means friction, and it demands action. And this friction isn't always negative, but it does demand that you take action. Excuse me. So first, that sun squares Saturn in Aries. Classic clash between our desire for comfort and the cold, hard facts of reality. The sun in Cancer wants to feel safe, but Saturn in Aries is telling us to be our own authority, to be disciplined, and to build our dreams through hard work, even when it feels lonely. You might feel a conflict between family duties and your personal goals, or just a general dip in confidence. Second, the sun squares Neptune in Aries. This is a different kind of challenge. It's one of confusion and illusion. Neptune can make us feel foggy and unsure of who we are. In Aries, it's dissolving old, inauthentic parts of our ego to make way for a more spiritual identity, but the processes can be really disorienting. So we're being squeezed between Saturn's hard reality and Neptune's foggy illusion. We can't escape into fantasy, and we can't ignore the deep spiritual questions. This cosmic pressure is designed to burn away our childish need for comfort and any fake self-concepts. It's forcing a more mature and honest version of ourselves to emerge. It's a lot. The third big story this week is that sacred work of Mars in Virgo. So how do we deal with all this? Our secret weapon this week is Mars, the planet of action, which is currently in the practical, methodical sign of Virgo. So Mars in Virgo isn't about big dramatic action. It's about fixing, it's organizing, and it's refining things with detailed service-oriented work. This week, Mars forms that helpful and cooperative angle, which is a sextile, to the Sun and Jupiter in Cancer. And probably sounded like Sun in Jupiter, Sun and Jupiter in Cancer. So this gives us a productive outlet for all that intense emotional energy. It's our chance to channel overwhelming feelings into small, tangible, and healing acts. Think of it as healing through doing. Mundane chores become magical. Cleaning a cluttered room, organizing your schedule, or doing a simple act of service for someone else. These aren't just tasks, they are rituals that bring order to your inner chaos. This is our grounded and earthy path to navigate this week's emotional storms. For those doing the 21-day journey with us at Immersive Spirit right now, whether you started with us on the 21st or you join later, you're going to understand a lot of these tasks and things as we go forward in our reset. So Monday, June 23rd, it's navigating the mist of feelings. So Monday is bringing that Sun in Cancer that squares Neptune in Aries that we were talking about, and things are going to feel a little foggy. This aspect can drain your energy and leave you feeling lost or confused or, about your purpose on everything. So with Neptune in Aries, the confusion is deeply personal. So asking yourself, who am I really? It's hard to tell your intuition from wishful thinking today. So my advice for Monday is not a day for big decisions. The cosmic weather is just a little too nebulous. Instead, use this day for introspection, creativity, spiritual activities. Maybe journal, meditate, listen to some music, or just rest. Grounding is key on Monday. Take a walk, eat a simple meal, and try to listen to your intuition without getting lost in the fog. Tuesday is a little shift. We have the wounded word and the generous heart on Tuesday. So it's a day of emotional extremes. This is because we have Mercury in Cancer squaring Chiron in Aries. So it's a lot, which can trigger those old wounds because that is Chiron, and things around self-expression. Conversations could easily hit a really raw nerve, especially around your right to assert yourself. But the universe delivers one of the best aspects of the year. The Sun is conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. This is a cosmic downpour of generosity, optimism, and emotional warmth, a cazimi, as they're called. Instead of being overwhelmed by the Sun, as most planets are when they're that close, a cazimi is telling us that in this instance, Jupiter is amplified and crystal clear in its influence. Its natural qualities, growth, generosity, purpose, and spiritual guidance are all going to be illuminated and blessed. So Tuesday, pretty cool, but we top it off. The moon's entering its home sign of Cancer, so making us all extra sensitive and intuitive. So we're going to have our Sun in Cancer, our moon in Cancer, and that Jupiter cazimi. So Advice for Tuesday. The potential for hurt feelings is very high, but the capacity for love and healing is even higher. So lead with that big-hearted Sun Jupiter energy. Be lavish with your kindness and empathy. If a tough conversation comes up, approach it with compassion, not a defensive ego. And we know we all want to be defensive about certain conversations these days. Don't. Be empathetic and listen. Today is a day for nurturing and connecting. Wednesday, we shift into our new moon in Cancer. It's early in the morning for us here in the mountains area, Rocky Mountain region. So at the heart of the week, with this new moon, like I said, 4:31 a.m. Wednesday morning for us in the mountains, it's a big emotional reset for the month. So Cancer, our intention should focus on that emotional well-being, home, family, how we nurture. New moon is supercharged by Jupiter, so big dreaming ahead, but it's also squared by both Saturn and Neptune, which means our intentions are being tested for strength and authenticity right from the start. Advice for Wednesday, powerful day for setting intentions about your emotional life. Your vision should be ambitious, thanks to Jupiter, but also grounded, thanks Saturn, and spiritually honest. There's your thanks to Neptune. Ask yourself, what new foundation of emotional security am I ready to build? Rituals are perfect for today. Spend time near water, cook a nourishing meal, or gather with people. who feel like family. Thursday, this is the June 26th. It's breakthroughs, boldness, and fated connections. So we've had a lot of introspection to start this week already. Thursday burst in with dynamic, positive energy. That tension is finally going to break. First, we have Mercury in Cancer, which sextiles Uranus in Taurus. It brings sudden insights and exciting conversations. Secret might come out, or a light bulb moment could show you the way forward. Then the Sun in Cancer sextiles Mars in Virgo. It creates a beautiful flow between your heart and your actions. It's a great day to take practical steps on the intentions you have set. We also have Venus in Taurus sextile the North Node in Pisces retrograde. North Node retrograde, which could bring a fated connection or a destined opportunity of love and money. Finally, Mercury enters bold and creative Leo, so it's shifting our communication style from sensitive to passionate and expressive. Advice for Thursday in a nutshell: be open, say yes to opportunities. Pay attention to those sudden ideas, act on your new moon intention, and with Mercury moving into Leo, it's a really good time to start sharing your truth with more confidence and joy. So we start wrapping up our week on Friday, June 27th. Happy birthday to my sister, Natalie. This is the architecture of confidence. The confident vibes keep building. The moon's entering Leo. We're joining Mercury, making us all a little more dramatic, warm, and creative. Our actions are going to get a boost from connections to Vesta, outlying, and the asteroid of which is the outlying, and asteroid, and it's the asteroid of sacred devotion, which is in deep transformative Scorpio. The Sun and Mars align with Vesta, helping us channel our energy into work that feels deeply meaningful, I guess, and true, really, to our soul's purpose. The real showstopper, though, is going to be Mercury in Leo trine Saturn in Aries. Powerhouse for building confidence. Bold, creative ideas, which Mercury in Leo gets solid structural support from Saturn, which is the planet of mastery. So it's perfect time to make long-term plan for a really good creative project or speak with authority on a subject that you know you've mastered. Advice for Friday: build and create with confidence. The hard work from earlier in the week has paid off. Now it's time to create structures that express your stronger sense of self. Make the plan, speak your truth, commit to your passion. We wrap it all up with Saturday, and this is coming a little later in the day, Sunday, so hopefully you'll start seeing Sunday early next week, but another time. This is going to be inspired structures and a clash of wisdom. This week ends with a magnificent finale. We have a grand fire trine forming. So this started on Friday because we've got Mercury in Leo trines Neptune in Aries. It's completing that triangle with Saturn. This is an effortless flow of harmonious energy. Our confident, structured voice now connects beautifully with our spiritual vision and creative inspiration. It's phenomenal for visionary thinking and translating big ideas into workable form. But a little friction, because we have Venus, which is in Taurus, squaring Pallas in Aquarius. And that's going to create a little conflict between our personal desires, which is our comfort and pleasure, Venus, and our more detached intellectual wisdom, and what's really best for the collective, which is Pallas. So my advice for Saturday: lean into that amazing creative flow of the ground or the grand fire trine, especially considering the energy and the creativity that started on Friday. Think big, create art, connect spiritually. Just be mindful of that Venus-Pallas tension in your social life. The challenge is to find a way for your personal values to coexist with broader, innovative ideals. And that is it for this week ahead. I know it's a lot. It's new for me to be doing this, and we're going to just see how it goes. But I hope you enjoy, and I hope you find the information meaningful and helpful as you plan your week ahead. Have an amazing week.